Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and BORSOG Trader. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family and the BORSOG clan. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently up 2.5% to 19,486. Ethereum up 4.99% to 1080. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. What we're currently doing together is assessing the market for BORSOG opportunities. The market is always changing character, and there are always opportunities in the crypto market. And this is because price is always moving in a wave. And it's important to understand BORSOG is not hodling. HODL, hold on for dear life. BORSOG, buy on red, sell on green, in and out. BORSOG is a way that you can make money in any type of market. In fact, we've basically thrown away the ideas of bull market and bear market. We just call it BORSOG market now. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, where you can learn how to BORSOG and how to set up trades, the tax software I use, and you can always directly message me on Twitter at any time. In the recent sell-off, I started BORSOG Trader. It's a new YouTube channel. I put this channel together because there was so much negativity inside the crypto market. I found it heartbreaking. When you look at the crypto market, you can always make money, and I just recently put out how I made 14% on Arweave in 3 hours, and I did that yesterday. You can always make money inside the crypto market. I want to show you my trades so you can actually see how I do it, and we can do this every day. And you'll learn how to BORSOG correctly by going through the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. First thing we need to do is mark up our charts with the CTKS method. That allows us to understand exponential price movement. Then we look to the external markets, checking the stock markets, collecting probabilities. We come back into the crypto market and find the market's focus. That's why every day I take you through the heat map of the crypto market. I'm helping you to actually understand how the sectors are moving in alignment with each other, knowing opportunities reset daily and enhancing your pattern recognition. Before you buy or sell, having a professional, non-emotional attitude to the market is really important. We're like firefighters with our safety gear on, and we're not afraid of the fire. We're going into the burning building to put it out. The concept is, if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have the equipment, if you don't have the right mental attitude, you can't put out the fire. You can't take advantage of the opportunities inside the crypto market. That's why we do real wealth before we get to the trigger section of buying and selling. And when you buy and sell, you're just like a master chef. You've got all the ingredients and you put them together with your own personal style. Rule 225, Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. Looking at the main markets is incredibly important, and we go through this inside the masterclass. First of all, if you're new, a very warm welcome to you. And you'll notice this blue line. This is Bitcoin's gravitational pull. This is Bitcoin's price action. And what's the chart it's on? That's the NASDAQ 100, a major tech index in the US market. Now, what are we actually seeing here? We can see what is called directional correlation. As the NASDAQ moves up, what's happening to Bitcoin? It's moving up. As the NASDAQ moves down, what's happening to Bitcoin? It's moving down. This directional correlation is in play at the moment, but it can go out of phase, out of alignment, out of sync as well. Don't rely on this as a law, because there are no laws. There's associations, correlations, and decorrelations. It's important to know that. Let's have a look. What we see right now is their very, very strong directional correlation. We can see that NASDAQ is coming up breaching a level of resistance and under another level of resistance and a higher one as well. But if we see the Nasdaq get over this, that's going to be pretty good. And we know from a psychological aspect, and this is really important to understand as well, the US, which is the largest market, largest financial market, stock market on the planet, and it has about 60% of every dollar that goes into stock markets globally in the US. We're getting into the 4th of July. There's a lot of celebration. People are going to be pretty happy. So I'm not surprised that the Nasdaq is starting to turn around. And it's a long weekend in the US, and happy 4th of July, everyone. So what actually we see is price starting to breach resistance, starting to come up to this next resistance line, and hopefully through both, and rally. And why do we want this? Because we want Bitcoin to come up. Why do we want that? We don't even care about Bitcoin. We've got our little alt there, and it's got nothing to do with Bitcoin, does it? Wrong. It has everything to do with Bitcoin. No alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. So let's be like a really good detective and stack probabilities. We can see the fear gauge, the VIX of the market has come down. What does this actually mean? When the fear comes out of the market, people return to the dance floor and they start partying again because smart money has already bid up the price. This is a really good development, and when we see fear coming out of the market, that is very, very positive for price. What about bond prices? They're starting to waver. The fear is starting to come out of the market. What about bond yields? What is happening with the confidence underpinning the economic engine? It's starting to become a little bit more confident. It's still under resistance, and this bond prices are still above support, but it's a good sign. What about gold, geopolitical risk, conflict, all of that kind of stuff? What is gold doing? It's starting to rally up. And we always get up and down price momentum. Now, why could gold be coming up like this? Look at the DXY, the US dollar currency index. It's hit a level of resistance and coming back. It's bypassed one level of support. It's actually currently under tight resistance. It has formed a higher low. So it doesn't mean the dollar is coming down, but it's certainly weakening. And what is happening to oil? We've seen oil bypass a level of resistance, resume up. This is inflationary by nature. And we can see that there's been a little bit of a tick up with junk bonds, high risk investments, which typically translates to a major movement in the indices. This is really good to keep your eye on, junk bonds. Masterclass students, you'll get a copy of my live chart, which you can make your own in TM6. Let's have a look at inflation expectations. We can see inflation has been coming down. The 10-year is now below the 5-year. This is really good stuff because it actually eases the burden on the US economy, and it eases the burden on the Fed to aggressively raise interest rates. And we can see the Fed balance sheet came up and now it's started to dip down just a little bit. We can see it was 8.915 and then it went to 8.934. It's now 8.91, you can say 4. We look at the charts because we're not really interested in what news and press and media sources say because they're all about doom and gloom. For the media, it's pretty much the end of the world, and the media will have you underneath your bed, shivering and shaking with fear. Unfortunately, that does not make you money. Running the numbers does. A lot of people say that the economy is already in recession. When you look at the US economy, it's not in recession. When we look at Canada, it's not in recession. Recession is down here. So who is in recession? China. Poor old China is in recession now, but it's actually coming out. And if we look globally, we can see China was in contraction and starting to re-emerge. That's really good for the world and good for the markets. One thing to always consider, even though Bitcoin and the Nasdaq has been coming down, and stock markets throughout the world have been coming down too, and we can see China is starting to arc up here. That's really good for the world as well. China is the world's factory. When we consider all of this price action, I started BORSOG, the BORSOG channel, in here when Bitcoin was coming down, to show and to prove that you can make money in any market condition. A lot of people talk about crypto winter, and they talk about bear markets and recessions and depressions and all of these kind of things. You can see the percentages don't lie. We can still make money in any type of market, but you just need the knowledge. Rule 45, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. Masterclass students, you can get this live chart in TG34. So what do we actually see? The KS model support line, now at 18,790, has acted as a very, very strong support. It's actually bounced the price. When I look at this chart from a technical perspective, I see two really interesting things. One is we've actually formed, this is a low, but this one is higher. We've formed a higher low, and this one is even higher as well. What we actually see at the moment, the crypto market is under a level of support, and it's an increasing level of support as well. Does that mean prices are guaranteed 100% to go up? No, we can't say that. We always have to use three-dimensional decision making. Just make your decisions. If price goes the direction you want, it goes up, that's terrific. And what are you going to do about it as well? Have you set your exits? Do you know what you're doing with a specific trade or your entire portfolio? What happens if price moves against you? What are you going to do then? And if price goes nowhere, what are you going to do then with a trade or your entire portfolio? Professionals have this three-dimensional decision making at the foundation of everything they do. They don't wait till so much pain hits them that they have to do something. They're not forced into anything. They always control their emotions and control their trades and their portfolio. This is a really, really good thing to target. And what we do is we stack probabilities. We can see that the VIX came down, the Nasdaq 100 rallied. Gold is under a degree of positive momentum because the US dollar is weakening at the present time. And we can see from this particular price action, a lot of shorts got liquidated when price came up so severely. We may have a lot of shorts getting attracted into the market right now. And what do markets do? They don't reward certainty. They actually penalize it. How can I prove this to you about certainty? When prices come up, everybody is so certain that things are going fantastically, and then when they fall, people scatter and run. And look at what price is doing. As everybody is departing the dance floor, what is price up to? Oh, look at that, it's coming up, but retail's not doing it. The invisible hand of smart money has come out and pushed the price in the positive direction. Being on the right side of the percentage is way more important. If this was 10 and this was 5, there would be a 50% decrease. But if it goes from 5 back up to 10, what is that percentage increase? Please let me know in the comments. Okay, so the markets are always dephasing retail. There you go. 10, 5, back to 10. What is actually happening here? This is how financial markets move. They're continuously emptying the dance floor. And what I call this an empty dance floor because literally it becomes tumbleweeds and crickets when price comes down. As soon as price comes up, people, every man and his dog, comes back into the play. And they come in at the wrong time, always. That's why I suggest that you BORSOG. You start with coffee money and you actually seek to time the market, seek to actually move against your own emotional state, which wants to pin you into certainty. You start looking at the markets through the natural flow of the markets and just synchronize yourself with that. You'll do really, really well by doing that. So we can see the shorts were becoming absolutely certain that the markets were going to tank and everything was going to hell in a handbasket. And what happened? They got liquidated. This is the price of certainty. It doesn't exist. What we have are probabilities. And we look at the probability right now. The probability is to the positive direction. That Does that mean it's certain that it will go up? No, it doesn't, but we just deal with the probabilities. We can see the longs are starting to return into the market. It's all about timing the market. Looking at the volume of liquidation can help us understand if there's a massive movement afoot or just noise. And we can see 24-hour liquidations are 207.12 million across 54,830 positions. And when we look at the top liquidations, total liquidations across the last 24 hours, we can see about 66% of them were short. What about the past 12 hours? About 56% long. What about the past 4 hours? About 62% short. What about the past hour? Around 51% long. You can see how the longs and shorts are always getting liquidated. That's why if you get into the market and you're using leverage, you're going short or you're going long, it's just a question of time before you wipe out your account. Unless you are a professional. If you're a professional, it's very different, of course, but it's still the risk, always, especially in crypto. And when we look at the longs and the shorts, basically the shorts have been more heavily hit today. The longs were more heavily hit yesterday. And you can see the longs and shorts are always getting whacked by each other. The longs heat the market up and the shorts cool the market down. So this is just another data point that we can understand the market by. Please let me know, where do you think Bitcoin is going? Do you think it's going up, down, or sideways? Please let me know in the comments. And when we superimpose the Nasdaq, we can see the Nasdaq is actually breaching a level of resistance. It's very early days, but this is really, really positive stuff. And of course, bear in mind that we're just nearing the weekend. In some places in the world, we're already in the weekend. What could the options market help us with? We can see that the max pain for today is 19,500. For tomorrow, it's 19,500 as well. This level here, we can see we're pretty much at max pain at the moment. But the options market yesterday had a max pain of 22,000, way up here. So things can change around. What we find with max pain inside the crypto market, crypto does whatever it wants to do and max pain tends to adjust. This is very unlike the max pain theory of this major stock market. And in the major markets, for example, the Nasdaq, the S&P 500, etc., max pain tends to be a good indication of where things are going. But of course, it can't be a law. If it was that simple, just everyone would do it and everybody would make money. That's not the way in financial markets. Financial markets, only knowledge can yield the result. Let's look at the greatest gainers and greatest losers over the past 24 hours. Curve, CRV, up in front, 18.33% up. Atom, 15.87% up. Arweave, nearly 12% up. Basic Attention Token, BAT, 10.4% up. ZIL, about 10% up. Waves, 9.6% up. And Compound, nearly 8.9% up. Let's look from the other direction. What are the greatest losers over the past 24 hours? AMP down 8.7%. HT down 8.6%. KCS, 3.92% down. Clayton, 3.7% down. And pretty much very low values. When looking at the top crypto projects, we can see Bitcoin's gravitational pull, that short squeeze that we saw yesterday where the shorts were getting liquidated because so much negative news was flying around out there in the world that everybody thought, oh, okay, everything's going to hell, so therefore I'm going to go short. The shorts were really, really positive and certain that they were going to make a lot of money, and then they got liquidated. This is the problem with financial markets, especially crypto. Crypto is the most volatile market on the planet, and we can use that volatility for our advantage by BORSOGing. Let's have a look at Ethereum's price action. We're doing our pattern recognition analysis, so we can see Ethereum is following Bitcoin's gravity, stronger as well. Binance Coin following Bitcoin's gravity, and it's stronger as also. XRP also following Bitcoin's gravity. Solana following, ADA following, but much, much weaker. And hopefully ADA will get everything together with the Vasil hard fork that's coming out. What about Doge? Doge is rocketing. Look at that. It's so strong against Bitcoin's gravity, and it's nearly overcome a level of tight resistance just through here. And it's actually overcome one just down there. Very, very early days of overcoming, but it's getting there. And we can see DOT. DOT has had a lot of weakness recently. Come on, DOT, get it together, man. I'd like to reach out to Joel G and thank him very much for his kind comment. In yesterday's video, I said I never let a problem beat me. I've lived by that rule since I was a small child. And Joel said, I could feel in my heart when you said, I never let a problem beat me. The reason that I'm reading this out, I think that if more people felt this way, we'd have a much happier world. Problems are just there to be solved. They're not there to be buried by. Thank you, Joel. I want to also thank Cash for Cash's comment. Thank you for your daily video and trade examples. I thought it would be useful to viewers to share a trade that did not return a profit. A fact of trading life is sometimes trades result in a loss. Just recently, I've shared a couple of trades that actually went against me and I still managed to turn a profit. I would suggest looking through the BORSOG videos with this in mind. I'd like to thank everybody in our community for their comments on YouTube. I always read them all. Let's have a look at some more top cryptos. We can see Tron just obeying Bitcoin's gravity, the directional movement. We pointed this out yesterday and I showed you how Tron actually pinged Bitcoin's movements in an uncanny way. But what you actually see, you'll get an under and over exaggeration from time to time, but the gravity is always playing out. Let's have a look at SHIB. SHIB is doing really, really well. And what you often find is the memes and metaverse tend to come up first, and then you get different groups playing in. Keep your eye on the groups. AVAX, we can see AVAX not as strong as SHIB, of course not as strong as Tron either, but not too bad. Matic is just staging a bit of a bounce, and if we get that follow through, if we find the prices continue their momentum up, it could be really interesting for the crypto market across the weekend. Uni also looking and following with Bitcoin's gravitational pull, but with much more strength. Litecoin also following Bitcoin's gravity. This is really important to keep your eye on. When you look at how Bitcoin moves, it can actually predict how your beloved alts will move. And this is a license to print money when you understand it. And it does take time to understand because you have to look at so much information. And we discussed that inside the masterclass. FTT, we're seeing a degree of strength here. It's looking quite good. Chainlink just starting to turn around, early stages of a turnaround. Another probability that we can stack is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We can see right now it's at 11, and I've just drawn this line across 11 to actually show you. I was just thinking of Stranger Things. What a great series that is with little 11, who's now grown up. Let's have a look at what we're actually seeing. When we hit the 11 level, it typically signifies a reversal. We're not saying that it's going to signify a reversal, but it does say that the dance floor has been emptied, and we are that invisible force that pops on the dance floor when it's empty because the best songs are playing. Please let me know, what do you think? Is Bitcoin going to come down, go flat, or go up across the weekend? Let's have a look at some more top cryptos, and what we're trying to understand is the association of Bitcoin's gravity to that specific crypto. What you can see is Bitcoin's gravity will impact every single crypto. It just does it in slightly different ways. This is where the skill comes out inside the crypto market. Remember, the markets reward skill. Let's have a look at Flow. Flow is showing some positive momentum there. And we can see Ape also showing positive momentum. Sand, positive momentum. That short squeeze on Sand really spiked it up quite substantially. H-bar still under pressure, but we can see everything is moving in alignment with Bitcoin's gravity. Tezos just moving in alignment. ICP also moving in alignment. Theta also moving in alignment. They're starting to actually bypass tight resistance. And when you consider that this is a low, this is a higher low, that may actually hammer out a low where price is going to go up across the weekend. Potentially. You just have to be aware of the fact that it could go horizontal and could go down. Just have your strategies and don't be fearful of the market. The market is for firefighting. Just put on your protective equipment and rock and roll. But always know what you're doing. Axie Infinity is just obeying Bitcoin's gravitational pull. And when I zoom in there, you can see just how Bitcoin will explain to you what Axie and other your beloved tokens will be doing as well. Rule 972, be grateful for what you have. It's really beautiful in life to actually focus on what you have. It's kind of focusing on the donut and not the hole in the donut. This is why, as a community, we focus on positive excellence and maintaining real wealth foundations. Money comes as a byproduct of doing the right things, having kindness and kind authenticity. A lot of people say they're authentic and they're brutal with other people. That creates a lack of outer peace because people run away from brutally authentic people. To be kind and authentic is the way to go because that creates inner peace and outer peace. And you might say, Ken, I don't care about that. I just want to tell people the truth and I want to be free. You can't be free if you're attacking other people. You actually get bound to them when you attack others. And why that's important, it will divert your attention away from your trading, from your investing, and your happiness as well. Having gratitude is a very, very powerful thing to do. And I thought it would be good to talk about gratitude. There's always something to be grateful for each day. And remember, life is a journey and it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. Go slow to go fast. And you can always think every day is a good day. There's always some beauty, something that you can look at during the day. No matter how bad it's been, there's always something that's beautiful. And if you choose to focus on that, you'll make that bigger. And that will give you happiness. And that's what it's all about. Life is all about the attainment of happiness, fulfillment, and meaning. And you find that with inner peace and outer peace. And the way to inner and outer peace is through kindness, integrity, and decency. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as a part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our global family. I've left helpful links in the description of this video, such as the tax software I use, as well as links to the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass. Please use the links in the description to seek out an ambassador to get 80% off. And you can always reach out and directly contact me on Twitter at any time. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now. And have a great